Dear all, welcome to IP's third webinar. As you have been attending in two webinars earlier, and they were quite a great success. Every time we have been hosting in the third webinar, and we have been, the footfall has been increasing in. Today we have a good number of people, that is total around 100 participants at the moment. We have been selecting in various sessions, topics, and the speakers. Somebody's audio is on, so can you just mute, please?
Everybody else has to be muted.
Finding somebody, but just to re-emphasize.
Just चालू हो रहा है.
Padma, please mute everybody.
ये देखो कौन-कौन किया.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had having in today we are going to have the third session. The topics which are selected by IIP are taken care of. Hello. The topics which are selected by IIP are taken very much care is taken care of in selecting the topic and the speaker.
हाँ खाना उसको दर्द के लिए खा लेना कुछ नहीं है चल रहा
Padma, are you there?
खाते हैं ना.
Could the host or the co-host please?
Yes, I'll do that.
Hello. Yeah, so I was just talking about the topics and the speakers. Great care and time and investment has been done into it in selecting in the speakers for various sessions and the topics on which they're talking in. I would again request all the members to kindly send in their feedbacks regarding any particular topic or any particular speaker they'd like to hear in future. We are already booked in for the month, for almost a month from now. So today's session, we have the Southern Region Chairman, Mr. Ashwin Dange as the speaker. The topic you're all well aware of, influencer marketing. Ashwin Dange is the business head of GRS Fantasy Park, Mysuru. He has envisioned and successfully executed GRS Snow Park, which opened in April 2019. He's also the Vice Chairman of Digital Marketing Committee for IIP. He's also been helping us into digitalizing the webinars for all the guests. May I request Mr. Ashwin Dange to start up with the session, please? Thank you. Host, kindly unmute Mr. Ashwin Dange.
Thank you very much, Anuj sir. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to be with you all today, this afternoon. Just to get the logistics out the way, can everybody hear me? There is a chat box in Zoom. If you can hear me, you can just mark a yes. Fantastic. Abhikendu has replied, Sharma ji, Ajay sir. Okay, great, fantastic. The topic of today is influencer marketing, and we at GRS have done a lot of work in this space, especially in India. Influencer marketing is not that mature at the moment, and I don't expect it to be as well unless, of course, a lot of people start utilizing it. Just for me to understand the demographic of this crowd, can I know if you are a part of your marketing team in your company or any way involved? If yes, you can reply with a yes, and if no, you can reply with a no. Great. I think a lot of people have replied yes. So I think this is a very interested crowd, and so it's going to be fun. So I'll try and keep this as interactive as possible. I'll ask questions like this, which are just so that to ensure that everybody isn't asleep. Just another question. Is there anybody in the crowd who has practiced influencer marketing in their organizations? If yes, you can just reply with a yes. Yes, we have. That would be better. Okay, great. So I think Abhikentu has done some work on it. P. Sharma has done, Millie Divas has done partially, and Oppo A83. I don't know who that is, but Oppo A83 has also done it. Okay, so let's start. I'll try and keep this as brief as possible, and let's move quickly. It's 4:10, so by 4:40, I intend to finish this webinar with the examples and everything else. Cool. So I say that we are in the era of too much marketing. We're bombarded with messages all the time, and today we've stopped trusting advertising as such. Once upon a time, billboard ads, TV ads, radio ads used to create much more value. Today, the amount of value that we get out of this has really drastically reduced. So we call it the value of a marketing rupee. The idea is every single year you are becoming more and more immune to the advertising that is coming out. You're becoming immune to logos. You overlook ads. How many times have we read a newspaper without looking at the ad, even though the newspaper is chock-a-block with ads? How many times have we not seen the logo of the brand? We don't remember ads anymore. And so the value of every rupee that you've put into marketing depreciates as you go. So last year, if you had invested 10 rupees on marketing, this year that 10 rupees won't fetch you the same kind of customer attention. And that's been the case all along. And same is the case with social media as well, in the sense that once upon a time, what Facebook was, what Instagram was, today we don't see that kind of a results from any of these platforms. For example, in the case of GRS Fantasy Park, even if we have 200,000 people who've liked the page, if I put out a post today, less than, let's say, 50 people to 100 people see this post. Even if I want them to see, then I have to spend extra money to be able to do this. Okay, so the next question that I have for everybody is, what according to you is the best form of marketing? Can we have people type in the chat, please? What according to you is the best form of marketing? From time immemorial, this has worked. Very nice. I think a lot of people have given very great answers. Apeksha, word of mouth. Shreyas Menon, word of mouth. Some of you have said, Ankur said experiential marketing. I think probably after this I have to learn what is experiential marketing. But yeah, then of course people have said social media, references. As I said, social media today has stopped creating the kind of impact it used to. 5, 6, 10 years ago, a post on Facebook really created value. But today, social media doesn't create any value anymore. So the right answer to this, according to me, which forms the basis of basis of the topic for today, is word of mouth marketing. And why do I say word of mouth marketing? So is there anybody in the chat who would like, if you raise your hand, then we can unmute you. And for 30 seconds, you can tell us what is word of mouth marketing. Is there anybody who would like to share what is word of mouth marketing? I can't see the screen. Padma, do we have anybody raising their hand?
Yeah, one person.
Okay, can you unmute them and tell their name? Or if we have technical difficulty, then I'll move forward.
Raise your hand once again, please.
Rudresh. Can you unmute, yeah. Rudresh? Rudresh, please share 30 seconds.
Yeah, Mr. Ashwin. Actually, I'm from Wonderla Amusement Park, nice. Bangalore.
Welcome,
So
sir.
I'm heading the business operations. See, this word of mouth is one of the important thing. Even in our company, almost around 65%, 60 to 65%, we collect a lot of suggestions, out of which they say that people goes and tell about their experience. They will share their the enjoyment thing, and also that the people will come back to us.
Very
Repeated crowd is we are getting a very good repeated crowd. So this is when we analyze what is the main reason. So the word of mouth is one of the strongest medium of communication where people are trusting today. And they say that, even whatever we do advertisement, maybe in social media or traditional media, that may not, fetches a very important key factors. But word of mouth is one of the important thing which we are gaining more and more results.
Fantastic.
So,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very
Thank
much.
you so
That was very apt. If I have to give you an example, the other day I didn't know which mobile I wanted to buy. I searched on the internet. I got a Samsung ad. I got an iPhone ad, and both of them talked about amazing screens, amazing, memory, and amazing. Everything was amazing in all their phones. Everybody had very similar marketing. And then I talked to my wife. I said, I'm really in this dilemma. I'm not sure which phone I'm supposed to buy. She said, hands down, you have to buy an iPhone. It's a no-brainer. You have to buy an iPhone. I was on the edge. And of course, I would value so there's so much more value in what my wife said or a friend of mine said than what you read off of an ad. So that is basically word of mouth marketing. So the concept is at the end of the day, if the difference between your friend telling you go to an amusement park and between you reading a newspaper ad. So those are the two differences between what is word of mouth and what is traditional advertisement. So having said that, wouldn't it be all our dreams to have amazing word of mouth marketing where all the time people are talking about our businesses, people are promoting us, people are saying, please go to GRS, it's amazing, right? I would want that all the time. There was a way in which this was done in the past. Word of mouth marketing in a large way would be to utilize celebrities. For example, Shah Rukh Khan sold a Santro car. So when Shah Rukh Khan sold a Santro car, he used his influence and he said, I drive a Santro car. So you should drive a Santro car as well. So that was the most primitive sort of influencer marketing as such. He influenced his followers to buy a product. And we assumed, okay, if Shah Rukh Khan drives a Santro, then probably I should drive a Santro as well. So that is the concept behind influencer marketing. And that's the basis of it. So let's get down into what is actually influencer marketing. Going from word of mouth marketing, influencer marketing is nothing but marketing of your brand done by influencers. Marketing of your brand done by influencers, and this may be on a social media platform. This may be on YouTube. This may be on any digital platform. It even may be somebody doing a promotion outside of the platform as well. Right. So now, so then the next question is, who is an influencer? Who is an influencer necessarily? An influencer is somebody, for example, you watch a YouTube video and the YouTube channel has got 1 lakh subscribers. Now that person, if he is producing Kannada videos, for example, our part, if he is producing Kannada videos, then he becomes a great influencer for me. If that person starts talking about GRS Fantasy Park, then very likelihood that people will come to the park as well. So these people on Instagram who've got 50,000, there is a teenager who's got 50,000 subscribers on Instagram, or somebody else who's got a great page on Facebook. These are the guys who are micro influencers, who are micro celebrities. And that is what is influencer marketing. Can we bank on them to be able to create, send out our message? So that is the crux of influencer marketing. You would have known of a lot of other people. For example, you've got BBK Wines, you've got AIB, you've got Ashish Chinchilani. If you got, if you are on YouTube, then you would have seen Sanjeev Kapoor cooking. You might have seen Ranveer Brar cooking. So if you have a line of pans, then the right place to sell it would be through Ranveer Brar or through Sanjeev Kapoor. So when an influencer recommends your brand to their followers, they become an extension of your company's marketing department. When they start talking about you, they become an extension of your company's marketing department. Okay, so let's move ahead. An influencer is somebody who has the power to affect the purchase decisions of others. For example, there is a YouTube channel which I follow. I'm into aquascaping, which is basically plants and aquariums. There's a channel which I follow, which is MD Aquariums. Now, this guy has tied up with a brand called ADA Aquatics, and ADA Aquatics is very expensive. But now I wonder if I should buy some ADA Aquatics, because he really likes it and I really like him. I am a huge follower of him, so I'm wondering if I should buy. So that is influencer marketing. Now I'll take you through some examples of influencer marketing and how some brands are utilizing some influencers. So this is a very nice example. So there's an Instagram page called Dog Meets World. Right, so Dog Meets World posts pictures of their dog named Muppet Cheese and Crumb. As you can see, they have 341,000 followers. That's 341,000 followers. And so if a brand wanted to tie up with them, for example, if there is a dog biscuit brand, the easiest thing to do would be to talk to Dog Meets World and say, say my biscuits are amazing. If you say my biscuits are amazing, then we can have a good partnership and we can do something about it. I'll give, I'll give you free biscuits for your dogs, something like that. So now Dog Meets World came up with a very nice campaign. So they tied up with a designer named, Karen Walker, the designer, tied up with Dog Meets World, and they came up with a very nice campaign. They said summer glasses for sunglasses campaign they did for summer 2015. And they found amazing results through this, because this is not something that is often seen. You might see a newspaper ad where somebody is selling glasses and saying that they are amazing, but you don't necessarily see a dog wearing glasses. So it created a lot of buzz and it created nice positive reinforcement around this brand. Another page is Lionel the Hog. Lionel the Hog is a hedgehog, a very cute hedgehog. And Lionel the Hog has 138,000 followers. So it says, first we are spiky, then we are sweet. Our mom is so-and-so. So there was a brand which tied up with Lionel the Hog, and the brand was Second State Coffee. Second State Coffee tied up with Lionel the brand, and they did a giveaway campaign. So it said, winner has been notified. Do you love coffee and hedgehogs? Keep reading, because we're doing a giveaway to celebrate Second State Coffee's new owl logo. We've teamed up with our favorite local coffee shop to give away swag. So in this, what has happened is that, Second State Coffee has relied on the customers of Lionel the Hog. It's just a hog. They've tied up with customers of Lionel the Hog to be able to send out their brand message. So that's another very interesting campaign that I saw. Now there was another very sweet campaign that I saw on the same page of Lionel the Hog. For example, if you see, there's a lady and with a ring, and it says Heidi Gibson design. So when my humans are engaged, so Lionel the Hog's owners were getting engaged. Let's be honest, I'm going to be the cutest ring bearer in the history of all ring bearers, especially because dad and mom got a Heidi Gibson designed ring. So you see how subtle the messaging is. Heidi Gibson design, instead of putting an ad somewhere, they said, okay, let me tie up with Lionel the Hog. How can we do this creatively? How can we do something which is very funny and very, sweet? So if you see here, name a cuter ring bearer, I'll wait. Now, how interested are we to go to Heidi Gibson design now and take a look at Heidi Gibson design? How interested are we to take a look at Lionel the Hog? So this was a very nice match, a very different and innovative kind of match that Heidi Gibson design did. So these were some examples. So now you know what is influencer marketing. You know some examples of influencer marketing. Let's get down into why should we use influencer marketing, right? So point one, it's more authentic than an ad. Obviously, if there is there is an influencer talking about your brand, that is so much more authentic than putting out a newspaper ad or a Facebook ad or a video even on YouTube on your brand channel, right? For example, when I take a look at a mobile review, if I see that a Samsung review is there on the Samsung YouTube channel, then I will not look at it because I don't believe it. Right? Whereas if a YouTuber has put up a Samsung phone review, then I'm more likely to take a look at it because I trust that guy. It's more cost effective than other marketing channels. Going forward, I'll show you the kind of work that we have done and the cost that we had. It's an easy way to build trust. You know, we of course trust people rather than trusting ads and information. It provides access to a large audience. For example, when the coffee brand tied up with the Hedgehog brand, upfront 1 lakh people who were following the Hedgehog brand became, the coffee brand had access to all those 1 lakh people. They would have had to spend a lot of money to reach them individually. And you have to understand that this 1 lakh people was a curated set of people. These are people who like Lionel the Hog, and they have subscribed to Lionel the Hog. The next way is it's a way to create real-time engagement. I'll show this again further where one of our influencers done fantastic work. You can effectively win over a new target audience. Let's say you've been, who thinks that people who follow Lionel the Hedgehog might buy a ring from a certain brand, but there's a possibility of it happening if you are able to create a bridge there, and it has to be a natural bridge. Lastly, it provides shareable content for exponential result. Now, when you see a very cute hedgehog holding a ring, you want to share it, right? And then you say, okay, that ring is also very nice. So which brand does this belong to? So you create moments which are shareable. So now you know what is influencer marketing. I've given you examples of influencer marketing. And I've also told 7 points of why we should be using influencer marketing. Basically, it's cheap. It's a no-brainer. There is nobody in the field who is doing this. So first, the guys who are there first will reap the best benefits. Similar to how social media was 10 years ago, influencer marketing is today. So now let's look at how to do influencer marketing. There's not necessarily so much resource on how influencer marketing should be done, but I have broken it down into 7 steps that generally, based on the mistakes that we did and based on some things that we did right. So I hope that this will be of value to you as well. So the first point is, now that you know what influencer marketing is, the first thing that comes to mind is, let me go back. Let's say I'm in Maharashtra. Let me go back. Let me find a guy who makes Marathi jokes and let me ask him to talk about, whichever is your brand in, let's say Imagica or SL World or Great Escape or one more, Wet and Joy. So let's say if there's a brand who talks Marathi, then we'll say, okay, let's talk. But the base point is we have to understand as a brand, as GRS Fantasy Park, what is it that we want to do? So that can be broken down into 3 broad points. The first point is brand awareness. Brand awareness meaning, do you want people to come to know about your brand? If it's a new brand, do you want people to come to know about your brand? For example, when we started with influencer marketing for GRS Snowpark. GRS Snowpark was a very new entity in the world. So we said we're going to utilize influencer marketing basically for brand awareness. Then the next question, are you going to utilize your influencers for lead generation? And that's where we did the second step. We said, okay, can we give out coupons? Can we create leads? Can we get business? Can we start counting money on the, the work that we've done? And the last one is customer loyalty. My customers love me. And if I tie up with this brand, then there is likelihood that this is a good fit. So people will become even more loyal to me. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 comes identify your platform. There are so many platforms today. You've got Instagram, you've got YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, Twitter. Each one is good for their own thing, right? Instagram is good if you can create amazing photo content. YouTube is amazing if you can create video content. So each platform is different. Each platform is good. Your marketing team and you have to decide saying which is the lowest hanging fruit where you can see a little bit of value in what you're trying to do. So identify platform was the second thing. Now, the third point is search your influencer. There is no, at least in India today, there is no single directory where you can go take a look at, how many, let's say, let me take the example of Instagram. I will not have a platform which says in Mysore, who are the guys who've got highest number of subscribers. That kind of data is not available. There is no database for something like that. So the only way that we use to do this, sorry. Am I audible? Can people mark a yes if I'm audible?
Yes, you are very much audible, Ashwin. May I request everybody to keep their mics in muted position, please?
Okay, great. Okay.
Ashwin, please continue.
Yeah. So how we did it was we manually searched. For example, take up Instagram. I went on Instagram. I was very clear. At that time, we wanted to promote the snowpark. So I said, okay, can we get local influencers? Can we get guys who speak Kannada where I can promote to people in Karnataka? So that was very clear. And then we started creating an Google Sheet. For example, this is an excerpt of our Google Sheet. We talk to a lot of people, we have contact. What is the name of the person? What is the page? Is it on YouTube? Is it on Instagram? There are people who will have on multiple. What is the status? Sometimes you defer it. Sometimes some influencer will say, give me 1 lakh rupees, I'll put up a video of yours, and you say, no, don't want. And then what is their contact? What is their channel? And the only way to do this is, let's say you go to a YouTube video. There have been so many YouTube videos where I have found that there were travelers. For example, in the case of Mr. Kishore Asokan, he has travel, food and destinations and basically based out of Karnataka. He does videos in Bangalore and in and around Karnataka. So I said, okay, how do I get this guy to the park? So then I tried and searched for his contact. I couldn't find it. I found his Facebook page. So I dropped him a personal message on Facebook. I dropped a comment on his page, on his YouTube video. I said, I'm very interested in doing some collaborating with you. Do get back to me. So then he shared his email ID with me. And then we started the discussion from there. And we were able to build a great relationship with Kishore Asokan. Going ahead, I'll show you some of the kind of work that we've done with many of these people. So point 1, as I said, was define your objective. Why are you doing this work? Point 2 was identify your platform. Where do you want to do your influencer marketing? Point 3 is search for your influencer, right? Search for the guys. So how do you identify? So let's say you found an influencer. How do you know that that person is right? He or she is right for you. First, understand social media reach. For example, if you've got an influencer who's got 150 followers versus another person who's got 100,000 followers or 1 lakh followers. Clearly, the guy who's got 1 lakh followers is probably more valuable to you than a guy who's got 150 followers. So that's basic common sense because his influence is so much more. So then the next one is loyal following. Open one of his posts, open one of her posts, open one of his videos, see the kind of engagement that he has. Do his followers reply to him? Do his followers comment on him? Or is it just, it's very easy in social media to hoodwink people. Right? So it's very easy. So is it loyal? Understand audience segment. For example, on Instagram, you might have for lack of a better example, you might have a bikini model with 1 lakh followers. But does it make sense for the bikini model to talk about GRS? Probably not. Right? Probably bad match. It's a bad audience segment for us to target. Whereas if I am a ladies apparel clothing business, then probably she is the right person to influence the audience to buy my product. And the last one is look at previous engagement. Please see which other brands have they tied up with. If they've tied up with your competitor, if they've tied up with brands that you don't align with, then take a very serious call, because in the case of influencer marketing, it's a very personal relationship that you have with the customer. It's not like a ad that you put in a newspaper. You don't think twice on which kind of a newspaper does the newspaper carry bad content or good. You don't think. Whereas when you are taking when a person is talking about your brand, you have to safeguard your brand as well. You want the right person to talk. Now, points, it's supposed to be 0.5. I've written 0.6. 0.5 is build a relationship. Just like anything else in business, it has to be a win-win situation. the influencer also has to find value in being a part of you. So think long term. Almost all the influencers that I have worked with are my friends, are a phone call away. I am in touch with them, and I have you know we keep in touch. Just to tell, I tell them saying these are the kinds of work that we are doing, right? And whenever they put up a video or they put up a post, I make sure that I go and like, and I make sure that I go and comment. I say amazing video or amazing Instagram post, because I'm sure a relationship build will value our brand over the long term. Point number 2, keep in touch. As I said, I am in touch with them. I'm there on WhatsApp. Whenever I put up a story, they will reply. When they put up a story, I will reply. So it's a mutual thing. Build your influencer network. So today GRS has some 15-20 influencers that we can fall back upon. Just like how traditional businesses had a set of agents that you could fall back upon, a set of newspapers that you could fall back upon, a set of social media platforms that you could fall back upon. What if you had a set of people, each with 1 lakh followers, who would talk about your brand when you did something good? That would be amazing. Or let's say you did something bad and you wanted to get over it. Then if a lot of people were talking positive about you, wouldn't that make a difference? So then point number 7 is, as is the case with any marketing, I always believe you need to track your ROI. You need to understand if the work that you're doing is fetching you results. So point 1 is, when an influencer, we've had times in the past when a person posts about GRS, but they don't get any response. They get very little traction. In such a case, we know in the future, maybe this is a bad fit. This is a bad brand fit. Maybe their brand and our brand don't match well. There are other times when engagement on an influencer's post is amazing. And we know, okay, there are people who go to the influencer's post and say, we love GRS. We've gone there in the past and things like that. If you are able to measure your additional website visitors, see if you can do that. And the last is sales achieved. We've tried this. We've given a coupon code for the followers of the influencer, and we've counted that at our ticket counter. So that's been a big, that's been a great way in which we tracked our ROI. So next, I talked about what is influencer marketing, gave you some examples. I said, how do we do influencer marketing as well? We talked about 6 points on how we do influencer marketing. How do you select the right person? We did all that. Then the question comes, what is the cost of influencer marketing? And frankly, if I have to tell you, it is mind-blowingly low. Right? I have not come across anything in the recent past that has given us so much value for the buck. Right? And in some cases, it's been literally free, and it's been a joy working with all of these people. So some of the ways in which we have done it is give free samples to your influencers. We've given them free tickets to GRS for them and their family. We've invited them to the park. So that's a way in which you can do it. Ask for product reviews. You're coming up with a new park. When we came up with the snow park, we said, please come and experience. Please review us. Run a competition through your influencers. Influencers also would love to have you as a brand, because you also have to find the right fit. You have to find the guy, who wants you as a good partner. And then it is a win-win. If you go to a guy who's got 5 million, who's got 50 lakh subscribers, he might not be interested in you. He might be interested in an Apple or a Hyundai or Mercedes, or I don't know whom he is interested in. Whereas look for those small guys who will value you as well. And we've seen this over and over and over again. If I said I will give free tickets to your followers, then they are overjoyed. They don't want anything else. They are not looking for any money, nothing. Point 4, pay for sponsored posts. This is the easiest way. Tell them saying, I'll pay you 5,000 rupees, put a post of mine on your page. That's not the best way to use influencer marketing. I always say, have a natural fit when you do influencer marketing. Point 5, provide products for influencers to give away. You will always have people saying, we give away phones if you comment, subscribe, and share. So this is another way. Comment, subscribe, and share, and we'll give you a theme park ticket free. And last is cold hard cash. Have some cash transaction. Talk to them. They will tell you saying, I will give one story, one post, Though I try and stay a little away from this, but we have tried this in the past, saying, okay, can we talk to people if they are adamant that they want to get paid? Can we try that out as well? Okay, so now let's get into, so pretty much now all the learning part of it is done. I'll just show you the kind of results that we've had. And the last part of it, I've brainstormed some ideas on how will influencer marketing help in these times. So Facebook and Instagram, we created posts. For example, Mysore memes, we found 2,199 likes, zero money spent. I have never experienced anything like this. There was another page where there was 2146 likes, 948 comments. It basically said, enjoy the last few days of summer at the latest attraction in Namma Mysore. So they gave away tickets of GRS Snow Park for posts. Then we were on some Kannada page. We were with a person named Amruta Iyengar. She has, for example, 16,900 followers. So it was a no-brainer. So all in all, Facebook and Instagram, we had total 19 influencers, total 26 posts, total comments, 19,196. And anybody who's doing social media will know that this is unheard of. These are amazing numbers. Total likes, 39,317. Total viewership, 3 lakh people saw it. And total spend was 21,000. And this was over a period of some 4 or 5 months that we tied up with all of these influencers. And all of these guys were, we got in touch. For example, in the case of Amruta, there is an email ID where they say, for enquiries, contact. So we got in touch with them and we did it. Next is YouTube campaign. So in the case of YouTube campaign, we went out. I was talking about Kishore Asokan. We said, please create a video on us. Please come enjoy our park. And if you see, this video has 72,000 views. He's got 581 likes. And this is with zero money spent. He again came back. He said, I want to do it for GRS as well. So again, there were 1 lakh views. There was 1,000 people. And this was all with zero money spent. I have a small video. So this was one of the vlogs that Kishore Asokan did.
Food and destinations. So let's experience Snow Park. I have just got in. I'll give you all the information and everything related to that. It's a unique place, so we need to experience, and so I need to wear the socks. Okay, socks is chargeable.
If you see, he's created our videos. I have not given him any direction. I have not told him what to do. I said, you have the freedom to go out and do whatever you want. You will find this video on YouTube, so you can take a look at it. Then there was another person, Travel Dude, who's done 1,34,000 views. MK Superbikes, we said, okay, come down, do a video. He's got 1.78 lakh views. There was another person named Sudesh Kotikal, with whom, as I was saying, we have a really good relationship. And for example, he came, he created a video of GRS Snow Park. And then we saw something amazing. There were a lot of people who started posting on the comments. Wow, super, I love this place. I'm coming to Snow Park, wait. Then Sudesh starts replying, saying, enjoy. Going to GRS on 7th May and even visiting Snow Park. Sudesh says, super. Thanks for the video, sir. Tomorrow I'm going to GRS Fantasy Park. I got idea. It's very helpful. Can you believe I have spent 0 rupees? I have only talked to Sudesh. I have a good friend in him and he's created a video. He shared it with his people and people are saying, not only that, Sudesh has now asked me what is the rate and he's commented saying, this is the rate when somebody asks him. And this goes on and on and on. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot of examples of this. YouTube campaign result, total influencers 8, total posts 22. Can you guess what was the total spend? Because of the lack of time, I'm going to go ahead. We spent 0 rupees on it. The only thing that we did, we welcomed them to our park and we took care of our influencers. We spent 0 rupees on it. All in all, we had 600 calls over the last 6 to 8 months, which still continues because those YouTube videos are up and anybody who is on YouTube can still find them. And we were able to measure this through our CRM. These things are unheard of, right? In the case of any kind of marketing, these kind of results are unheard of. Last, we said, okay, TikTok is the biggest, I'm running short of time, but I'll take another couple of minutes. So TikTok is one of the biggest social media platforms out there. So we said, can we do something fun with it? So we searched for micro influencers from in and around Mysore and Bangalore. And I was categorical saying, I want guys who speak in Kannada because I wanted Kannada content to go out. And very young guys. There was a brother and sister duo. The sister was 17 years old, brother was 19 years old. They came in. I said, the only thing is don't create anything vulgar. Everything else, you have complete freedom. Go out and do whatever you want. And all in all, I thought they'll do one video. All in all, on TikTok platform, they did 22 videos back to back. And you can see the kinds of numbers. 140,000, likes. 203,000 likes. 93,000 likes. 64,000, 61,000, 59,000 likes. It was unheard of. And there's something even more fascinating which came up after this. So we did videos with another few people, 24,000 likes, 181 comments. And the comments were also amazing. People like, why did you not tell us when you were there? We want to meet. The same people did it again, 131,000 likes, 33,000 likes, 174,000 likes. So it was crazy and it was amazing. It was unheard of. And the best part was the TikTok campaign results. Their name is Nisha and Nikhil. So the brother and sister's name is Nisha and Nikhil. So we created a coupon code which said Nisha Nikhil, come to the park, tell Nisha Nikhil and you will get a 10% discount. And so total influencers over that period of time were 5 TikTok influencers. Total posts were some 24. Total reach was 15 million. That's, 15 million is 1.5 crore people we reached in Karnataka. Total spend was 10,000. This was more so on a, they never asked for it. We just decided to go ahead with it. 1,500 tickets sold in 2 months of using coupon code shared by the influencers. This was unheard of. People came from all across Karnataka. People came from North Karnataka. People said, we heard about this from Nisha Nikhil. Days together, we got constantly calls. For a month, we got calls saying, we saw the video on TikTok. We want to come to GRS. Where is this place? Right? It was unheard of. We've never seen anything like it. We've tried to replicate it. In times we've been able to, So the last part of it, influencer marketing during COVID-19. Can we create campaigns during lockdown, give away goodies like free face masks to our winners? Can we do something like this? Have edutainment session along with edutainment influencers. Can we find edutainment? Can we find guys who are talking about science and math? Can we have a collaboration with them where your amusement park and they talk to their customers? Invite your trusted influencers. For example, now I have already talked to my guys, told them saying, when we open, I want you to come back and create some videos on us. Can we have socially distanced comedy shows at our parks with comedy influencers? Can we get a comedian in, he speaks to his followers? Can we do that? Make socially active doctors. There are a lot of doctors today on social media. Can we make them come to the park and talk to their, their subscribers about how GRS is doing a good job? So I think this kind of wraps up the session. There are a couple of videos which I want to show. And you have to understand that these videos are in Kannada. They, some of them have 1 lakh and there was zero direction given from my end for the creators.
City life bore
He's saying city life is really boring. I'm going to go somewhere cold.
Switzerland ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕಾಸಿಲ್ಲ ಮಗ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಿದೆ ಕೈ ಇಟ್ಕೋ ಮಚ್ಚ ಹಂಗೋ ಹಿಂಗೋ GRS ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಸೂಪರ್ ಮಚ್ಚ.
So that was one of the videos that they created. There was another one where they so innovatively we had introduced a cashless wristbands. So they so innovatively created videos. So basically the girl is saying, please. So the guy is saying, we don't take cash, we accept band. So she's saying, my brother's given me the band, I'm not going to give it to you.
band matra ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣ ಇವಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ಸಿರೋದು.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ
ಸರ್ ಹಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಲ್ಲ
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಏನು ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ಅಣ್ಣ ಬಂದ ನೋಡಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ದುಡ್ಡು ಇಸ್ಕೊತಿಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೊಡು ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ತಗೋ.
So he says, stupid person, tap the band and you can buy whatever you want because I have loaded money on the band. Now this has got zero inputs from my end. It was so innovative. It created so much of a buzz. This created more, influence than anything else that we had done. And hats off to their creativity. So these were some of the videos. There are a lot of other videos. As I said, 25 videos on on TikTok, and on many of these places. So whenever you have the time, you can take a look at it. So if anybody has any questions, you can please share it in the chat box, and I would be more than happy to be a part of this. If anybody has any comments as well, you can raise your hand.
Can I ask a question?
Sorry?
Can I ask it? Ashwin, can I come in?
Yes, please. Yes, please. May I know who's talking?
Yeah, this is Rajiv Kaul Ashwin from Nico. Rajiv Kaul.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ashwin. It was a very interesting presentation, and you're bringing out not just theory but your own practical experiences. I think made it very meaningful for me, and I'm sure for many of the other park operators and marketing people who are listening in. My question to you is, when you're choosing the social media to, in a way, promote your park using influencers, which one do you, so how do you decide to pick whether it should be TikTok or whether it should be Instagram or Facebook or any other, YouTube? You've talked about all these sort of methods of getting your influencer messages across.
Yes.
So do you decide one against the other based on certain criteria? That's my question.
So what I have generally seen is, if you want anything long format, for example, if you want to do brand building activities where somebody talks about your brand, does a review, the best place is YouTube, because there you can create a 10-minute video, a 20-minute video about your brand. If it's a small campaign where you're doing something fun, something innovative, then I have seen that TikTok has worked wonders for us. But more than anything, especially in the case of influencer space, there are no specific agencies out there who do it for you. I've tried it several times, but at the moment it needs your personal touch. Whoever is the marketing manager, whoever is in place, they have to. So if you are comfortable on YouTube, the next time you're on YouTube and you find a guy who's locally famous, try and reach out to him, try and create an influencer out of him. There is no rule book, sir. There is no rule book at the moment on the right way to do it. But another thing that I have seen is, if a guy is got a lot of subscribers on YouTube, in all probability, he is there on Instagram and on TikTok as well. So one place, if you are able to crack the egg, then all likelihood you will be able to cross promote across these platforms. For example, in the case of Sudesh, he created, I primarily contacted him for YouTube, but he promoted us on Facebook and on Instagram as well. So that's how it works.
Thank you, Ashwin.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hi, Ashwin. I have a question here. This is Abhishek, Hindustan Wisdom Machines.
Hi, Abhishek.
Hi. First of all, commendable. I have to pass on my compliments on this presentation. It's been very informative and very well thought of. So congratulations on that. Now, the question that I have is related to the authenticity of influencer marketing. To give you an example, in 2018, Anushka Sharma, who was endorsing Google Pixel phones at that point of time, had put up a tweet, and the tweet since
MKBHD caught it.
Exactly, it came as Twitter for iPhone, which raises questions about the legitimacy of the whole influencer post. Now, granted, this is a major example, but when it comes to our parks or our business, for example, how do you make sure, as a marketing manager or as a park operator, how do you make sure that whatever influencers you get on board and whatever posts they make are authentic, they don't get called out by the general audience, while at the same time giving them creative control?
So one thing that I have seen in influencer marketing, as I've tried to bring it out in all of this, is it has to have a personal touch. I know Abhishek will never talk bad about about GRS Fantasy Park because he's my friend, right? So similarly, all the influencers who have been on board, there have been a lot of people that I have filtered out because I felt like these guys are not the right guys to be associated with us, right? I felt these guys are not the right people to be a part of GRS Fantasy Park. At the end of the day, the way in which you hire a guy, similar to the way in which you will get an influencer on board, irrespective of the money, irrespective of other things, you want to work with people that you enjoy. So I think so that's the bottom line. I cannot imagine that, because it's a double-edged sword. If somebody can talk good about you to their subscribers, let's say you do something wrong, then they can talk bad about you as well, right? So it's a double-edged sword, but the best way out of this is to build relationships. With these people. Now, for example, Sudesh is a call away. Many of these people, there are so many other people that I have not mentioned, but all of these guys are a call away. In the case of Anushka Sharma, it's all in all possibility, it was some ad agency. There is definitely no likelihood that Samsung would have talked to or whichever Google would have talked to Anushka Sharma. There would have been some middlemen who would have talked, some money would have exchanged, and they would have done it. So I don't, and you don't, and you can clearly see it, right? When Anushka Sharma shares, let's say, an Oppo phone, you know for a fact she doesn't use an Oppo phone, right? So it's you don't trust it so much. Whereas there can always be a natural fit, right? So you can always have a natural fit. So whenever we've done any work, we've always looked at how can we have a natural fit? How can we do something which is fun for the influencer and fun for us to do as well? I hope that answers your question.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Ashwin.
Thank you very much.
Ashwin, we have a few questions lined up in the chat box. So if you could...
I think I had somebody message me saying Abhikendo wanted to say something, sir. But yeah, we can go ahead with the questions.
Yeah, Ashwin, afternoon, and a fantastic presentation.
Very good afternoon.
I'm always a great fan of your involved approach of marketing. There are certain things which I would like to raise in comparison to what you are practicing. We have a very solid social marketing team with us in our company in Malpani Group. And in all our 4 parks, we do various kind of activities. But because in our major parks, our clientele are based out of Pune and Mumbai, one thing which we keep seeing that other than the micro bloggers and lesser known people, whenever we approach the people who have the required following, the commercial aspect which keeps coming in. So now it is a different market scenario, different situation, but all the same, we have also seen that this marketing form is actually helping us than the traditional forms. And out of your presentation, because you have broken it in such beautiful manner, I'm sure we all have a lot of things to take back. Thank you so much for this presentation, and look forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhikendo. Just to add to what Abhikendo was saying, I have always seen this. There is a fine line beyond which an influencer starts asking money. So up until you have to understand that every creator, so an influencer, let's say he's a content creator. He's somebody who creates content on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. So a creator basically wants number of followers. So can we find those guys who are hungry for followers? Can we find those guys who have yet not been touched by other people? Can we find those guys who are ready to work with us for free tickets? Even, let's say you're going to talk to one person who's got 1 lakh followers. Rather, can we talk to 3 people who've got 35,000 followers? Can we do something like that? Because that will probably give us larger advantage. And if this guy is doing great work, in the next 1 year, he might be able to reach 1 lakh. In which case, he knows that you were with him from the beginning. So all likelihood, he might not charge you. So and being in Bombay and Pune and all, the kind of work that happens on YouTube and is insane, right? So opportunities are far, far greater. Me being in Mysore, it's much more difficult. So many of our influencers are from Bangalore and Chennai and the likes. So I think that's the takeaway. Thanks, Abhikendu.
Right. Thank you.
I will take.
This is Sumit from Hyderabad.
Hi, Sumit.
How are you?
Very fine. How are you?
Great session. Thanks for the inputs. Now, I have one small question. Now, we know we're all shut and closed down. So we definitely can make our databases to whom to approach. But you suggest that we should start, the marketing exercises only once we know that we have a clear picture of when we are going to open. Because I think in this dull period, marketing, because people have very short memories right now. Even if we get to a level, we start making some noise in the market, but we don't know when we're going to open. So what do you suggest? We should do it once around the opening time, 2-3 weeks before, because nobody is sure when things are going to get to normal.
Exactly. Sumit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sumit, I want to digress a little from your question and look at the slightly bigger picture for the amusement industry in India. Mm-hmm. And when I began with the lockdown, I was in a very, very negative mind state, in the sense that, I felt that the world had sunk and that there was nothing to look forward to. But today I have kind of changed my stance, and I have started talking about this with my team. I've said people are in so much stress, people are so worried, people are so bugged staying at home. What is the safest way and the best way to get out of this? It's a theme park, it's an amusement park, and it's an indoor amusement center. So I said everything that we're going to do henceforth is going to be positive. We're going to talk positive, saying, dude, how can you go somewhere else when this ends? We are the guys that you have to come to, right? We're going to take care of you. We're going to ensure that all safety is going to be in place, and we're going to take care of you, and we're going to do a great job of this. So now our marketing campaigns have shifted from saying, okay, for COVID-19, wash your hands and other things, because now everybody knows that. Everybody knows you're supposed to wash your hands and wear a mask. But now we're saying you've been bugged at home. That's as dangerous as, being that stressed is as dangerous as COVID-19 itself. We will take care of you. Our parks are open. Our parks are meant to be fun. We will do the sacrifices, but we will welcome you. And so such messaging, I believe, if at all you're going to talk to some influencers or some people with followings, see if you can align yourself and into that kind of messaging, into that kind of a positive messaging, saying, if an influencer puts up a post which says, I'm so damn bugged sitting at home, I wish I could go to GRS Fantasy Park, right? What's the first thing that I will do? If a guy puts up a post which says, if a guy who has a YouTube channel who puts up a post, he says, which are the first 5 places that I'm going to go to when the place opens, when COVID-19 is lifted, or when the restrictions are lifted. And he'll say, first I would like to go to work. Second, I would like to do this. Third, let me see if GRS is safe. If GRS is safe, I would definitely go there. I want to jump into the pools and go on the slide. I've been sitting at home for too long. I want to do this. I deserve this, right? So the amusement industry in India is the way out of all of this negativity and out of all of this, humbug that is going on. So I think it's never too late to start doing that work. And with influencers, you have to put in a little bit of effort for some time. You have to develop a relationship. You have to have a dialogue before something materializes. It's not like giving a newspaper ad. You can call up the editor and say, please put it up, I'll pay you money. With an influencer, it doesn't happen like that. It takes the journey to having an influencer on your side, sometimes is a month-long journey. So might as well start your time now. And all of your guys, all of your marketing staff, everybody is on YouTube, Facebook, and everywhere else. Tell them, when you're surfing, when you're looking at all the COVID-19 news, are there guys who are talking positive? Can we get them on board? Can we ask them to partner with our brand? Can we do something about it? There's a lot of places where we can do some good work now. Thank you, Sumit. I hope I've answered at least partly.
Yeah, Ashwin.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Ashwin.
Hello.
Ashwin, I think we are already time out.
Okay.
May I request everybody who has more questions, they may kindly mail it to IRP, and we'll request Ashwin to answer them separately in a session.
Great pleasure talking to everybody. I think, sir, last couple of words that I wanted to share.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing in the past, we will continue to share this video on YouTube on our official IRP channel. Me and Prem and Bala have been a part of the YouTube channel trying to promote it as much as possible. So I request everybody to go and like, share, and subscribe on the IRP YouTube channel. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ashwin, for a great teaching to us. I think it was really a wonderful session and eye-opener for us, especially for the generations who have, opened up their facilities long back. And yes, we are slightly out of touch for this, I'll say, next-gen, publicity things. We have been habitual of having it only in newspapers or radios and other sources. Facebook was the ultimate for us, but yes, you have made us learn a lot many other ways to do publicity. And I hope everybody enjoyed and had a great learning, especially in this tough time where spending money on publicity is a very difficult thing to do in, and post-COVID definitely spending zero money and then getting publicity would be a great thing to learn in. So thank you, Ashwin. Thank you very much for this. And may I request everyone to make maximum number of people, join in these sessions during COVID, which we are having in webinars. In case your company, you have multiple staffs, even people who are not directly linked to marketing can also be part of, this learning. Even one takeaway for them might, fetch